Hi, I'm Richard Dunkin. What we want to do today is I want to talk about 4 easy steps to get you to making effective turkey sounds, yelps, clucks, etc., in just 4 days. I'm going to use our single reed greenhorn call for a number of reasons. One, it takes less tongue pressure, takes less diaphragm pressure and less air volume, and it's just easier to learn to control. So on day one, what I want you to do is take this call with the latex facing out. On the bottom of the call, you'll see the tab. You want the tab down and you want the tape towards the back of your mouth. All I want you to do the first day is throw this call in your mouth. Do not try to make a sound. And most people, most turkey hunters, when they're walking or they're resting or they're not calling, they've got the call in the side of their mouth, either the right side or the left side. What you're going to do on day one is nothing more than get used to this call. And you'll make mistakes if you try to make calls too early. So throw it in your mouth. 3-4 hours if you're at work, throw it in your mouth and just leave it there. I think you can see I've got it off to the side of my mouth. That's day one. We'll come back soon with day number 2. All right, here we are at day number 2. You've had your diaphragm call, the greenhorn, or any call of your choice, and you've had it in your mouth the first day. You want to try to have it in your mouth 2 to 3, 4 hours when you're driving in the truck, while you're in the shower, while you're at work, but you want to get used to having that call in your mouth. On day 2, what I'm going to do is teach you how to make a high-pitched whistle. So this is what I want you to do on day 2. You're going to take the diaphragm and you're going to place it in the roof of your mouth with your tongue against the call and the reed. And the air from your diaphragm, you're not going to blow, you're going to huff, like a huff, like you're saying the word huff. And your air will go between the diaphragm and your tongue. So you want to press up tight enough where no air passes and drop your tongue a little bit till you simply make a single high-pitched whistle like this. That's simply holding my tongue in one position, letting the air go between the reed of the call and my tongue. You want to be able to throw it in your mouth, make that high-pitched whistle. That's what you're working on day 2. Get comfortable with making that high-pitched, single volume, same tone whistle. So, you've been using the greenhorn. On day 1, you simply put it in your mouth so your mouth would get used to the call. On day 2, you made a high-pitched whistle. What I'm going to have you do on day 3 is you're going to drop your tongue down further so you get away from the high-pitched whistle, and you're going to make a low tone sound. It'll go something like this. You want to throw that call in your mouth on day 3 and be able to make that sound every time you put it in there. Here's the comparison. High-pitched whistle. Low-pitched on day 3. Practice those, especially the low-pitch sound. At the end of your practicing, add the high pitch, and you're going to just slightly alternate. So on day 3, we're getting closer. Day 4, you're gonna make a yelp. Hey again, Richard Duncan here to finish out our Greenhorn instructional calling, 4 days to effective calling. So on day 1, we had you put the greenhorn in your mouth and simply get used to it. A lot of people throw that diaphragm in their mouth and they have a gag reflex, which affects how they call, and maybe it keeps them from calling with a diaphragm altogether. Day 2, you learned the high pitch whistle. Day 3, you learned the low pitch whistle. Now we're gonna make a yelp. So a yelp starts out high and you drop your tongue away to make the yelp. You can even form the word yelp without saying it with your lips. So putting these two together on day 4 goes something like this. High, low. So what you're doing is you're speeding up the flipping back and forth between the high pitch and the low pitch. The yelp starts out high and then you drop your tongue away. You don't drop your tongue clear away from the call, but you work on that, and pretty soon, with not too much pressure, you're going to be making an effective yelp on the Greenhorn diaphragm call. What that does is it allows you to learn proper technique so you can learn how to purr, yelp, cluck, hen whine, Jake whistle, etc., etc. One thing you want to remember with the Greenhorn, if you put too much pressure to this call, too much volume, it's not going to sound good. Where you effectively use this call is you've got a bird, he's coming in, you can see him coming, or you know he's getting close. Switch from one of the calls that allows you to make louder sounds and go to this and be really quiet. That's going to close the distance on that big old gobbler. He's going to come in looking for that relaxed feeding in. This has been Richard Duncan on 4 easy steps in 4 days to effective calling with a diaphragm call. And there's a lot of calls to learn with a lot of techniques, and we'll work on those later. Anyway, remember to like us on Facebook and Instagram. Watch our YouTube channel, and if you have any questions, go to our webpage at www.rjduncan.com or reach out with the email or the phone call on the webpage, and I'll help you personally and coach you until you can make effective calls with Strutt'N Ridge Diaphragm turkey calls. This is Richard Duncan. Thanks.